What is good, everybody? My Paper Moon fam. It's your boy, PaperSin, aka the Hokage of the village. Hidden in that loud, you feel me? And you know what? I figured today will be a good day to check up on Johnny So Somali. Johnny Sol Johnny Salami. Johnny Stefani. Why does Stefani sound familiar? Johnny 2x4. That was way off. Johnny Somali. There we go. Let's check up on Johnny Somali. Somali. It's been a minute since we heard about him. So let's go and find out what's good with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what he's going through. Let's make sure the Korean government is punishing him the way that they need to. I ain't gonna lie, Japan kind of flopped on that one. You know what I'm saying? They were kind of too lenient, in my opinion. That's just because I feel like we know more about we were more aware about what he was doing than Japan was. And I feel like right now that Korea is way more aware about Johnny's actions than Japan was. And Korea's being way more harsh. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Korea. And anyway, let's check out a video here. I got a video here by Atozy, A2Z. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna check this video out, see what's good, see what's great. As always, links will be in the description below. But here, let me show you. Let me show you. Whoa, wait. It's time for a change. Yep. So let me fix this right quick. There. That's better. We should work with this instead. All right, let's get to it. As always, links to the video and links to the channel will both be in the description below. So be sure to check out A2Z in this video and his following. He's following Johnny Somali's criminal career and what's happening to him in Korea. He even goes down to Korea to see the trial himself every now and then. But yeah, come on, let's watch the video.
Oh boy. So we just got out of the Johnny Somali October 29th trial date, and it's safe to say he's going to be stuck here for a lot longer. Obviously,
Yeah.
Johnny has been facing 8 charges for a while now, 2 deepfake charges, 4 business disruption charges, and 2 misdemeanors. But as we found out in last week's court date, Johnny ended up suing Yulman for assault with a baton, deepfakes, and stalking. Or, well, technically he was pressing charges against him. And I mean, that may or may have not happened because, we have video of it. So they ended up settling that case, and in the settlement, they both dropped their charges on each other. So Johnny traded 3 charges dropped for 1 with Yulman. And there's no real reason for why that wouldn't be accepted, so we're just gonna assume that one of those deepfake charges are gone, leaving him with 7 charges left and a maximum sentence potential of roughly 12 years, and a minimum sentence of 2 years. But there's one big problem for him, because they need the streamer by the name of Bong Bong to testify. And to put it lightly, she doesn't care.
So today's trial, here's the 3 characters involved: Johnny, Bong Bong, and Yulman. Johnny needs no introduction anymore, as everyone knows him as the dude who acts like he has a room temperature IQ. He's been harassing people on the street abroad for content for a couple of years now for quote-unquote fame and money.
Why are you bullying people in other countries? For money, for clout.
But in reality, he makes less than a minimum.
Why do you think that bullying somebody in another country is going to give you clout? Like, what type of clout do you think it'll give you, if any? You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of room temperature IQ, as Atozy put it, gives a Johnny. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, who the hell would ever think it's a good idea to go harass people in another country? Like, do you want to be known as an ain't shit person? Do you want to be known as, I guess, a villain? Not a villain. He's kind of just an annoyance. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't even do anything like devious. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't do anything like on a villain scale. He just runs around annoying people and thinks he's, hot shit. Like, if you don't get your bony ass, black ass, wannabe Somali ass out the country, as a matter of fact, you know what? I've been listening to Asmongold recently, right? I like his his take on just having North Korea be like the prison country. Just send him there. Just send him there. Just send him to the prison country, bro. And so and we're good. We're good. We're good. Just get rid of him, and I promise nobody will miss him. You know what I'm saying? Even his own dad asked him not to reproduce. How much of a failure of a son do you have to be for your own parents to ask you not to continue the legacy? God damn, bro. That's how you know you're cooked, bro. For real, for real. Wouldn't let that shit happen to me, though. No, no, no.
Minimum wage worker in the state of Georgia and lives in a bunk bed with the last person on earth who barely tolerates him, Hank Yu. Allegedly, Johnny owes him roughly $30,000 because he doesn't have any money and completely relies on Hank to live. Hank is also currently banned from the United States, but that's just like a whole nother story. This whole story, though, is
Hank's story is something about him being like an actual or like I'm not sure if he was an actual trying to be an actual Nazi while he was in the U.S. or he was just as annoying as Johnny is. I think in Korea, but Hank was annoying in the U.S. and I think he was just like promoting Nazi propaganda. I think he had something to do with Nazi propaganda while he was in the U.S. I'm not sure about the entire story, but as far as I know, blah blah blah.
just like the slowest and most dragged out train wreck that makes it very clear to never harass strangers on the street and disrespect people's cultures for your content, as clearly it backfired massively. Now, for the other two. Youngman, we mentioned in my last video. He's one of the 4 Korean IRL streamers who wanted to make sure Johnny didn't harass more people for content. So they kept tabs on where he was, and when he acted out, they checked him multiple times. But the clip where Johnny ended up running for his life, that was Youngman, who disarmed Hank and chased him around with Hank's baton. And doing so while streaming was incredibly stupid, but then for some reason he decided.
First off, props for him being able to props to him for disarming Hank and then going after Johnny with Hank's weapon. Bro, this is something I always say, like when I play Yakuza 4 or when I play the Yakuza series, I've been going through that. Something I've always been saying whenever I get into like random fights and like one of the enemies has like a knife, I'm like, bro, why are you bringing a knife to a fist fight? Because I'm just gonna take that and then fuck up your friends with your knife. And that's what I always do. But you don't want giving your enemy a weapon so that he can attack your teammates is one of the dumbest things you can do, in my opinion. But that's just me.
To live stream himself throwing multiple bricks through the courthouse windows during the time South Korea was under martial law. So he ended up being tried alongside of 60 other people in an expedited trial and thrown into prison. And this became massive leverage for Johnny, as they ended up settling last week after Johnny pressed charges against Youngman for the incident that we mentioned earlier, as they agreed to drop the charges on each other. Then finally, you have Bong Bong, a Korean streamer who's gained a following in the gutters of the internet, because from everything I've seen of her, something's off. But she just
So basically, unfortunately for us, since Yoonman, I think I said that right, I don't know. Since he did what he did, one of the deep fake charges that I believe it is a sentencing of 5 to 10 years in prison with no, I think, is it no bail? Or it's guaranteed prison time, things like that. That, one of those charges is now dropped. And so Johnny, that's kind of a W for Johnny. You know what I'm saying? And it's an L for us, because personally, I wanted him to do as much time in prison as he as it looks like, as much time in prison as it looks like. What's that other dude's name? That's in the Philippines. Yeah, that guy. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, that's unfortunate. But hopefully, we can still salvage this and get him plenty of prison time, and just get him off the streets. You know what I'm saying? We don't need him running around trying to harass people, trying to go to other countries to harass more people, because we know he's going to do this. He's not going to learn a lesson here. We know if he doesn't get a harsh sentencing and actually learn his lesson, he's just going to go to the next country and start harassing people over there instead. The saga will continue, and that's not what we want. To be honest, as in my opinion, since he's got the same color skin as me, I really don't want people like that going around harassing other people in other countries, because when I finally start to travel, I don't want people to see me and think about him. You know what I'm saying? Because people tend to get used to if the same thing keeps happening to them by the same type of people, then they're going to look at other people that look like that person and expect that person to do the same thing to them. I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want, because I've said this before, and shout out to everybody in Korea, because they said that they don't judge people based on what their community kind of looks like. Like, basically, like black people, they don't judge all black people based on what one black person does, thankfully. But not everybody is like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to travel to different countries and people see me and be like, oh, it's another black person. He's probably gonna act like this, this, and this. I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I already had to deal with that when I lived in the South here in the US. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to deal with that in other countries.
Decided to stream with Johnny last year. Instantly regretted it because after the stream, he lied and bragged about them being together and showed the deep fake of them kissing on his stream while bragging. And what's important is he did so in a very humiliating way. He was like, haha, look at this, look at what we did. What we'll later find out is he claims that he didn't do it in a humiliating way, but unfortunately he live streamed himself doing so. So because Johnny yet again is his own star witness against himself, it made it very easy for Bong Bong to go to the police station, press charges, and now this is a serious offense in Korea. And because of that one single charge, he's now facing a decade in prison over there. And that's what the trial we're covering today.
He could have been facing 2 decades if the other dude didn't, kind of mess it up. But hey, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? No harm, no foul on his part. Forgive him, you know what I'm saying? But, man.
Is all about.
But first, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Cooper, because every year shoppers miss out on billions of dollars in savings if they had just applied discount codes that are available to the public. The only problem, most people have no idea where to find them, and they often take time to find. And a certain app that did this back in the day, they're still facing lawsuits. And let's be real, I feel like a lot of people still have honey PTSD from when they got caught replacing creators' referral codes and swapped them out with their own. And they did so when people were just trying to check to see if they had any available coupons. But thankfully, there's an honest...
I remember hearing about what happened with the honey thing was like he said. Here, let me see if I can explain better. When you got to the checkout and honey popped up like, hey, or whatever. Like, let's say you went to the store or through the link of the content creator. By the time you got to the checkout, honey would pop up like blah 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 blah, and people would click that, and that would replace the content creator's link or or coupon or whatever with the original honey one, so that the content creator did not get paid. Kind of sucks.
Coupon web extension called Cooper, and they do the same with a twist, and thankfully doesn't steal from your favorite creator. As Cooper is a free browser extension that automatically finds, tests, and applies the best working coupon codes at checkout, then gives users cash back for shopping through partnered stores. So Cooper offers 3 main ways to save money on your online purchases. First one being, Cooper automatically searches hundreds of thousands of websites to find you the best deal on products. 2, Cooper also runs coupon testing for over 3 million different retailers to make sure that you're actually buying the item at the lowest possible price. And finally, they offer a bunch of cashback rewards on tons of retailers, which you can withdraw directly into your bank account or on PayPal. So if that sounds like a win to you, you can join the millions of users who also use Cooper by clicking the link at the top of the description down below and adding it to your web browser.
Can Cooper help me find a green screen?
We have a video to finish, so let's continue.
I'm trying to find a
All
green
right,
screen.
so it's 11:55 in the morning,
Oh, God, I'm
29th
sold
of
out still.
October, 2025. We're here in Seoul, South Korea, trying to get in some last-minute electrolytes. I completely forgot my glasses at home, so that's smart. So we're gonna be rocking without glasses today. Thankfully, I don't need them that much. We just need some coffee, and we're gonna cover this trial, and we'll be fine. Originally, we're supposed to have 3 testimonies today. It was supposed to be Johnny, Hank, and Bong Bong. But as we found out from watching Bong Bong's streams the other night, in quote, she said, "My lawyer told me I don't have to go. I don't care. I don't want to waste my time for Johnny Somali." Okay. But then,
Oh, no.
obviously, someone said, hey, you might have to pay a 5 million won fine, which is roughly like, I think it's like $3,500 or something like that. So then she said, I don't know, maybe should just go, worst case. Just talk to lawyer. I heard you could submit a reason for your absence. Worst case, we need to get a flight.
This is apparently what she said on stream when she found out it was a bad idea that she traveled to Australia last minute.
What the fuck?
Somali trial testimony. I don't know. I'm talking to a lawyer, but they didn't answer. Lawyer said that I don't have to, but just in case I will go to airport. I don't know. Ah, it's so annoying. I think I don't have to, isn't it? Yeah, I need to pay the fine. If I don't know, I have to pay the fine or not. There is a paper, like absence paper. I can send the absence paper, they said. The fine is 5,000 Australian dollar maximum, I think. Oh, I don't think I have to pay that much for that. That's too much.
Bruh.
Seriously, too much.
Like,
Just
it wasn't
go.
until after she found out she was committing a crime and could get hit with heavy fines that she realized, oh, this might be a bad idea.
I don't get it. Like, oh, this is another reason why personally I don't like people. Like I in a general sense, I don't like 99% of the human population. Like that, obviously that changes when I meet somebody who changes my mind about that individual person. You know what I'm saying? But let me explain. When you meet somebody, most people are like, you know, they'll trust you, they'll be kind to you, they're honest with you. Most people are like that, right? For me, I'm the complete opposite. I don't really want to talk to people. I don't really want to hang out with people. I don't really trust people until they prove otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, guilty until proven innocent for me. Instead, for everybody else, it's mostly innocent until proven guilty. But this is one of the reasons why I don't like people. Just go. Like, you know, so many people are wanting you to go so that they can see Johnny behind bars. So that at least for a while he's done quote unquote terrorizing, running around annoying the shit out of people, even your own Korean people. Do you really want him to see him go roam free for everything that he's done? She probably doesn't even know everything he's done. But I know that she knows that he is like he has been an annoyance to her people. Don't you want to see, for your people's sake at least, don't you want to see him behind bars? Don't you want to see him doing time? Don't you want him off of y'all streets? Like, come on. Just go. Just go. What the fuck? You're not gonna go and give him a chance to like run away and go harass other people in other countries when you could have been like the hero. Not all heroes wear capes. You could have been like the hero to just go do your thing and boom. So many people will be happy about that. So many people, bro. Come on. I don't understand. Oh my God. I don't understand people, man. Holy shit.
Okay. Yep. This entire case, this might be a bad idea. Okay. Yep. This entire case just has a whole group of fascinating people, to put it lightly.
So we got to court, and this is what happened according to our notes. At 1:51, the prosecutor enters the courtroom. All indications show that the prosecutor is intending to use the massive TV that is inside there, possibly to show evidence. However, if witness testimony is canceled, that might not happen. And shortly after, the bailiff started talking about calling Hank to see where he is. At 1:57 p.m., they're all setting up the monitor, connecting it to the computer. A second prosecutor is now in the room, making sure the setup is ready. The prosecutor plans to show the video. The bailiff then asks if any witnesses are in the room. And shortly after, Johnny's lawyer peeks into the courtroom just like last time, checking if he's here, and then he leaves. So at 1:58 p.m., we find out that Youngman is actually in the building. So that's showing us that there's going to be a testimonial from him, even though they settled. At 1:59 p.m., Johnny and Hank and the lawyers enter the court and sit at the front row. Both are wearing black suits, and Johnny is carrying a smoothie or something like that. At 2 p.m., the lawyer is consulting with the interpreter. And this time, we also notice that Korean press is here. Last time, they didn't show up. But just after 2, the judge enters the court, and the judge reads out the case number and calls Ramzi Khalid Ismail to the defendant's stand. Johnny carries a backpack and an empty
Ramzi Khalid Ismail is Johnny Somali's real name, by the way.
Starbucks cup. At 2:03 p.m., Ramzi pulls out a pile of documents from his backpack. The lawyer is submitting his written opinion on evidence. This is basically just his argument for his innocence. And the judge receives it and glances at it. Because yesterday, the defense counsel submitted his opinion regarding the settlement. The judge asked the lawyer about the evidence, and the lawyer says the only new addition to the evidence is the settlement with Youngman. The defendant denies charges of deepfake, saying there was no intent. He also claims that the materials cannot be used as humiliation. He admits the distribution, but denies that it can cause harm in the form of shame. The prosecutor then submits evidence. Witness Bong Bong is not present today, as we kind of expected, honestly, because, you know, she's in Australia. And apparently she sent in a formal request saying that she wanted to attend after about a month. Then at 2:11 p.m., the first witness, Youngman, is going to take the stand. Youngman chose to make his testimony private, so we won't be hearing his testimony. Hank apparently will also give a private testimony, and the courtroom has been cleared. We're all waiting outside at this point. Everyone left the courtroom, and this kind of left Hank hanging, like right outside the court door, and it seems like he requested to be put back into witness protection, which was kind of odd because, I mean, no one even went up to him. No one was trying to, like, clip farm him. I see no point in trying to clip farm Hank.
Right, I think he just did that because he wanted some form of privacy. Like, he's embarrassed, or maybe he doesn't want, I don't know, because, like, maybe just doesn't want to be out in public because people know why he's there, and he's connected to Johnny, and maybe he just feels maybe it's some type of embarrassment. I highly doubt he thinks anybody's after him. You know what I'm saying? Not in a violent way, and definitely not like Atozy said, not in a clip farming way. So maybe, I don't know, maybe just wants to sit in silence somewhere.
Our speculations is Youngman is likely going to give a pretty neutral testimony that will neither help nor hurt Johnny, and we later found out that Youngman is not the one who requested the private testimony, that it was actually the judge's decision. At 3:51 p.m., the courtroom is reopened to the public, and the testimony lasted approximately 1 hour and 40 minutes. The lawyer makes the 30-minute argument where Johnny essentially denies obstruction of business at Latte World because Latte World claimed that he stopped the ride for 30 minutes. In reality, it was like 10 to 15 minutes, so he just denies the whole claim, but he's already pleaded guilty to that charge, so it doesn't make sense why they're trying to negate it right now. The lawyer then also said that, hey, the Lotte World charges of the whole child harassment, that was dropped, so that should be taken into consideration as well, according to the attorney of Johnny. So Johnny's attorney is trying to paint him out as...
Hold up. The child harassment part from the Lotte World incident was dropped? Why? I mean, he was literally... If I remember correctly, he was literally, or he had his loudspeaker thing, was playing a song about SAing children or having intercourse with children while in Latte World, which is like Disney, which is like Korea's version of Disneyland in a way. So basically there was a bunch of kids around, and his loudspeaker was playing a song about something to do with how can I, S3X and children. You know what I'm saying? Why would that be dropped?
Innocent because that charge was dropped. But then they scheduled the next hearing for February 11, 2026. And then Johnny, before the court could leave, he stands up and asks the judge if he can do an expedited trial. And he wants essentially a speedy trial since he has family and obligations in America. And the judge immediately refused Johnny's request. So after the trial, I asked Johnny what his strategy was with all this, because all of this does not make sense. I don't understand why he's out here uploading videos of him actively harassing people in South Korea while he's currently on trial. But he wanted to do an actual interview. I don't want to give him an interview, as he's already been interviewed a bunch. People know his story. They don't care about what he has to say. They just want to see the trial outcome. So I asked him to his face, like, why is he uploading videos on YouTube of him being disrespectful in Korea while he's in trial? But instead of giving me a straight answer, he just lashed out at me and insulted my family, because it was obvious he was having an awful day and was trying to get some sort of reaction out of me. So hopefully he enjoys his extended stay out here in Korea, as his next trial date is out in February. So Merry Christmas. But I asked one of my legal connections out here why he wasn't eligible for the expedited trial, and this was his response.
Real quick, before you get to the response, I think it's funny that Johnny attacked Atozy, not physically, but verbally, he attacked him and made comments about his family. When the only thing, if Johnny Somali tries to make a comment about your family, the only thing you have to say is, well, at least my family wants me to procreate. I'm not a failure in their eyes.
So he said these would normally be reserved for simple and straightforward cases in which the defendant pleads guilty. Johnny didn't plead guilty to all charges. He's trying to fight this, so that makes the whole process take infinitely longer. A vast majority of these cases are also where the defendant is caught red-handed in the act, witnessed by police, and is arrested on the spot, and obviously is pleading guilty. But also, high-profile, high-stake cases, such as these right here, could also be expedited. For example, Youngman's trial was expedited because he was one of the people who decided to throw a few bricks through the courthouse windows, along with the 62 others were actually charged. I don't know if 62 other people actually threw bricks through the courthouse window, but 62 people were charged in that case.
Damn.
And for that case, both of the above reasons applied, so it was easy to get an expedited trial for that. The riot took place in January and the trial started in March, and on August 1st, he was convicted. There were multiple court dates, roughly 8 to 10, but they were also spaced out by days instead of months. Johnny's claim of "I have family and other obligations" does not appear to be on that list of legally valid reasons to expedite a trial.
Good.
Furthermore, the decision to expedite a case is determined by a committee before the trial starts, and the case number assigned, because expedited trials have a designated code attached to the case number. Expedited trials also require a panel of judges for fairness rather than one judge presiding over a case. And once a trial begins, it cannot be converted to an expedited trial. That is why they carefully make this determination before assigning the case number and proceeding to trial. So Johnny will now be stuck here for a while, and if Bong Bong doesn't show up for the next trial, it can be delayed for another 3 months, and so on and so on. And the judge, in response to Johnny's trial expedition request, was that other foreigner trials have been going on for over 2 years.
Holy fuck. Imagine he's stuck there for about 2 years, right? Hank is already tired of having to pay. I know Hank has to be tired of paying for everything for Johnny, right? Johnny doesn't have a work visa, so he's not supposed to be, he can't legally work in Korea. He's probably still trying to farm content somehow so he can get some type of money some type of way. But let's be real, how much money is that going to really net him? That's not going to really net him thousands of dollars or anything. And so Hank has to be tired of paying for everything for Johnny. If Johnny is there for like over 2 years in minimum, while going through this trial shit, oh my god, Hank's patience. How much does he have? It's gotta wear thin. How long do you think Hank would last before he's just done paying for everything for Johnny and done trying to sacrifice for him? When Johnny is the one running around trying to make mistakes, trying to harass Hank's people. Again, I don't understand why Hank would support Johnny when Johnny's running around harassing his people. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it, bro. But he's got it. Come on. He's stuck with him this long. I'll give him props for that, but maybe he's just retarded.
And that he's not special, so he too will just have to wait. So I mean, this is just one massive warning to never harass innocent people on the street and disrespect people's culture for just views online, because clearly it is not worth it, and Johnny is in the process of very slowly finding out.
Also, happy Halloween. My son has me dressed up as a World War I fighter pilot because he's also a little pilot himself. And I also wanted to quickly say this is basically...
He has a son? How old is he?
Your last chance to get the limited edition Matt City Halloween collection, which is on matt.city, and also the court sketch print from the first time we went to the Johnny Somali trial. Both of those links will be in the top pinned comment, and they will be gone forever in just a few days, so if you want them, you can get them now. But other than that, thank you guys so much for the support. I'm now finally back home again, and I'll see you guys tomorrow because we're just locking back in, continuing daily content.
So hey,
That's what's up.
subscribe if you're new, drop a like on this video if you want me to travel back out to South Korea again, and thank you so much to Cooper for sponsoring this video, as you can check them out at the top of the description down below and start saving your money on your online shopping today. But other than that, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.
Shout out to Atozy, bro. He be going above and beyond. Like, he didn't have to go to Korea to like look at the trials, try to talk to Johnny, try to be there, try to witness things. He didn't have to do it, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Shout out to Atozy for his hard work. Appreciate it. You know what? I kind of want to start doing instead of just reactions, I kind of want to start moving more towards commentary videos. I mean, they're almost the same thing in a way. It's just I would have to do more work, and I'm okay with that because it looks like it looks like it pays off in the long run. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of want to start doing more um commentary videos instead of just reaction videos, and I kind of want to slowly transfer to just doing commentary. We'll see how that works out. I don't know. I gotta find time to start doing all that. I'm working on a bunch of other stuff at the same time. Maybe I have ADHD. I don't know. I'm just like focusing on so many different projects at once that I never finish any of them in a short amount of time. Like the reaction ones, I can just knock out like that. Huh. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my reaction to this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your boy is trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So appreciate everything. Anyway, peace and much love to you.